My wife tried to manipulate me, but I turned the tables. Reddit cheating stories. They say marriage is built on trust, but what happens when the very person you trust most twists that trust into a weapon against you? For me, the moment I realized my wife was trying to manipulate me was the moment my entire life shifted. But what she didn't count on was that I wouldn't break, I would fight back. And in the end, the tables turned in a way she never saw coming. My wife, Hannah, and I had been married for nearly 8 years. On the surface, we looked like the perfect couple. A nice home, decent jobs, a circle of supportive friends. People envied us. But behind closed doors, cracks had begun to form. Hannah had always been charming. She could light up a room with her smile and make anyone believe whatever story she was selling. And for years, I was her biggest believer. I overlooked small lies, excuses, and half-truths, chalking them up to stress or misunderstandings. But then, her manipulations grew darker. It started with little things, guilt-tripping me when I didn't want to go to social events, exaggerating arguments to make me look like the bad guy, twisting my words so she could play the victim. She was subtle at first, but over time, it became clear, she wanted control. The breaking point came one night when she sat me down at the kitchen table, crocodile tears streaming down her face. "I don't feel loved anymore," she whispered. "You're always working, always distracted. I need someone who puts me first. If you don't change, maybe I need to find happiness elsewhere." It felt like a dagger to the chest. Here I was, working overtime to provide for us, sacrificing my own dreams, only to be told I was failing as a husband. I tried to reason with her, but she kept twisting my words. Every attempt I made to defend myself only made me look worse. She was spinning the narrative so fast, I could barely catch my breath. And then she dropped the bomb. She accused me of being unfaithful. I froze. Me. Cheating. I had never even thought about betraying her. But she insisted she had proof, text messages, late nights at work, unexplained absences. None of it was true, but she presented it in a way that sounded damning. That night, I realized Hannah wasn't just unhappy, she was trying to corner me. Manipulate me into submission. Make me so guilty and desperate to fix things that I'd bend to her will. But instead of breaking, I decided to fight back. I spent the next few weeks quietly observing her. I stopped reacting emotionally, stopped defending myself against her constant accusations. Instead, I listened. I noticed patterns in her stories. I saw how she conveniently brought up her suspicions whenever I questioned her late nights or mysterious phone calls. It wasn't me she was worried about, it was her own behavior she was projecting onto me. So I started digging. I checked phone records, bank statements, and even installed a small camera in our living room. What I found confirmed my worst fears. Hannah was cheating. The man was a coworker of hers. The late meetings she claimed to attend. They were dinners with him. The girls' nights. They were hotel stays. And the accusations she hurled at me. Classic deflection. For days, I sat on the evidence, torn apart inside. I wanted to scream, to confront her, to throw her betrayal in her face. But then I realized, I had a rare opportunity. I could turn her own game against her. So I played along. One night, when she accused me again of being distant and secretive, I apologized. I acted guilty. I let her believe her manipulations were working. I watched as she grew bolder, even smug, thinking she had me wrapped around her finger. All the while, I was building my case. I gathered emails, photos, even recordings of her admitting to friends that she wasn't happy in our marriage. I documented everything carefully, quietly, until I had a mountain of evidence. And then, when the time was right, I set the stage. One evening, I invited Hannah to sit with me at the same kitchen table where she had once accused me. She walked in, confident, with that same smirk she always wore when she thought she was in control. "You wanted to talk?" she asked, her tone dripping with condescension. I slid a folder across the table. Inside were photos, receipts, messages, and the truth she thought she had buried. Her face drained of color as she flipped through the evidence. Her lips trembled, but no words came out. Finally, I broke the silence. "For months, you've been trying to manipulate me. You accused me of cheating to cover your own betrayal. You twisted every conversation to make me doubt myself. But I'm done. This, I tapped the folder, is proof of who you really are. And I won't let you destroy me anymore. Dash dash dash. The next few weeks were chaos. Hannah begged, cried, threatened, and even tried to turn our friends against me. But this time, I wasn't playing her game. I had already contacted a lawyer. With the evidence I'd gathered, the divorce process was swift. And here's the part she never saw coming. She lost everything she thought she could manipulate me into giving up. The house, the financial support, even the sympathy of friends and family. Because once the truth came out, everyone saw her for who she really was. Dash dash dash. It wasn't easy moving on. For a while, I felt hollow, angry at myself for not seeing the signs sooner, angry at her for using love as a weapon. But over time, I learned that manipulation only works if you let it. And the moment you take back control of your own story, the tables turn. Today, I'm free. I've rebuilt my life, surrounded myself with people who value honesty and respect. And most importantly, I've learned a lesson I'll never forget. Love should never feel like a battlefield. If someone is constantly making you question your worth, twisting your words, or trapping you in guilt, that's not love, it's manipulation. And you don't have to accept it. Because the strongest move you can ever make is refusing to play their game.